Hush, my little ones. You must be exhausted. Come, sit and rest a while, and I will tell you a story of dungeons and douchebags. In a far-off land, a death curse has befallen everyone who has been raised from the dead. Its victims waste away day by day. All efforts to reverse the decay have failed, and none can be raised, for death claims them all. The souls of the dead are being stolen one by one and trapped inside a necromantic artifacts. Only its destruction would free the trapped spirits and allow the dead to be raised once more. All paths lead to Chult, a mysterious land of volcanoes, jungles, and the ruins of fallen kingdoms. Below them all awaits a deadly tomb. The trap is set, and these brave adventurers have taken the bait. Ileana, the half-elf paladin.
I'll do my best to fight alongside you.
Thalia, the wood elf druid.
I don't know if we can trust them.
Ava, the turtle monk.
Oh, good. You're an idiot.
Lucian, the high elf cleric.
Life is so short. What's the shame in having a little fun?
Mask, the Azamar rogue.
What secrets are you hiding?
And Ak, the Arakocra bard.
The flute. Really? Have you seen my beak?
Do you know where you are? Welcome to the jungle. You're going to die, for none have survived the Tomb of Annihilation. Last time on Dungeons and Douchebags, Tomb of Annihilation. Our heroes, such as they are, were summoned to the home of Sindra Silrain, a retired adventurer stricken by the death curse. She explained that the Soulmonger, a dread necromantic artifact, lay somewhere in Chult, and destroying it would stop the curse and save her and countless others. Transporting the group to Port Nyanzaru, the group moved to the Thundering Lizard Tavern, where they met up with Ava, a turtle native to the region, whose girlfriend was also struck by the death curse. Ava agreed to join the group to save her lover, and Thalia agreed to be the substitute rider in the upcoming dinosaur races. Meanwhile, they have been invited to dinner at the house of Wakanga Otomu, one of the 7 merchant princes in Port Nyanzaru. Will our heroes be prepared for the journey? What else will they discover about Chult and the jungle? Will the map of the merchant prince's villa not completely break OBS this time? You'll have to find out on tonight's episode of Dungeons and Douchebags, the Tomb of Annihilation.
Welcome to Dungeons and Douchebags. Wait, what are you doing? Please get out of my house and do not forget the gift bag on the way out. That was the intro sent to me by Onyx.
Amazing.
For those of you
Thanks,
who are
Onyx.
watching who are like, what the hell? Here on the live stream, if you don't donate money, you can give me the intro that I will read at the start of the next session. So you're welcome. Hi, everybody. I'm your Dungeon Master Xander, and welcome to Dungeons and Douchebags Tomb of Annihilation. I am joined with me by a lovely cast and, well, I was about to say cast and crew, but you are just the cast of
Save the mutiny ship.
players.
Excuse, some of us actually helped pay for Tomb of Annihilation and supplementary material. We count as crew.
You, buddy!
Hey!
Cast and crew.
There we go.
Anyway, hi. I'm joined by this lovely group of people running through the awesome adventure published by Wizards of the Coast, Tomb of Annihilation. I believe we should introduce each other now, because that's kind of the thing professionals do, am I right? So,
Maybe.
starting at the
No.
top of the list, we are joined by... God damn it, Uprising. joining, God damn it, joining us is Phil. Oh my God, you threw me off so much.
Phil even said anything.
I know, and it's thrown me off so much. We're joined by Phil.
Yeah. Yeah, you are.
And Kristen. And Cammy.
Hello, it's me.
And Alex.
Hello.
And Uprising.
I mean, not really. Yeah.
And Atwis.
I was really hoping you would keep going higher in pitch until you like exploded, but you know, can't have it.
Eventually he deflated.
Hashtag explodes Xana 2018.
All right,
Also-
so who's making the first dexterity saving throw to die tonight?
Me!
Let's go for it.
Okay, so Ilyana, you catch the death curse.
Great.
Yeah, which is very much like leprosy. So have fun with that. So, if you, goddamn it, stop pinging. Stop pinging
Guys,
the map.
if you ping, it sets the kilobytes per second to 0, and that makes it delay. It's actually hurting the stream. Stop pinging.
I remember that.
Oh, this is the best start of D&dbags I've ever been part of. Thank you for sharing this with me.
Anyway, hi everybody and welcome. We're glad to have you. We're going to be picking up where we left off 2 weeks ago, because, as you guys saw in the last time on, our intrepid band of adventurers arrived in Chilt in the city of Port Nine Zaru, and they're still their first day. And so far they have, they have met a turtle who is now their friend, heavy air quotes. They've also been invited. Lucian went to the villa of the merchant prince Wakanga Otamu, who invited all of you to dinner tonight. That's also where your patron Sindra Sylvain is staying while she's here in Chilt. You guys went to the Thundering Lizard. You also met a woman named Zandala, who had a pseudo dragon companion. Who approached you asking for your help in finding her father, a man named Artis Simber. And so far, yeah, you guys are still at the Thundering Lizard. Welcome back to D&dbags.
Woo!
Yay.
Yay.
Oh, and also big point of plot relevance, should you guys choose to do it. Yeah, Ava's girlfriend was a dinosaur racer in the dinosaur races here that happen in the city, and the next race is in 2 days, and Thalia has stepped up to the plate to take the place as the racer for the dinosaur known as Banana Candy. So yeah,
Banana candy.
This is a temporary thing. Nia is gonna race again. This is just the one time. Just one time.
Obviously.
So,
Obviously.
you guys are standing in the thrumming crowd of the Thundering Lizard. What are you going to do?
I believe last time we were going to go set out and explore like the markets and stuff, so we could actually get a shopping list to prepare to go into the jungle.
Yeah, you could.
They have.
You guys finished your drinks here at the tavern. Thundering Lizard, it's like it's like past noon. It's going on like 1 or 2 bells in the into the late afternoon. But you guys step outside of the Thundering Lizard into the Red Bazaar, which is the large series of tents and erected stalls here that act as sort of like a daily goods market for the people of Port Nine Zaru. It includes the things such as meat and food, and like insect repellents, stuff like that. Its namesake coming from the fact that the gutters of the rain gutters here in the Red Bazaar are stained red from all the blood of the dinosaur meat that is run through here. So you guys step out into the hot Chilton sun.
Yeet.
All right.
I lift a wing above my face to shield myself from the blinding light.
Yes.
Drum.
Yeah.
Wow.
Remember,
Perfect.
it is 95 degrees humid here in Chilt.
Woo! This is the hottest that Ileana's ever been.
Oh.
Is there a bath
Must
anywhere around
restrain
here?
myself.
She has a fluster. Whew.
Were you asking that out loud?
Yes. Yes, I was.
Can you repeat the question? I don't think anybody heard you.
Is there a bathhouse anywhere here? Bloody hot.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah.
Where on earth?
It is right. It's right here.
Zoop.
Whoa!
Ava just jerks.
Yeah,
jerks
Ava.
out in that direction. Meh.
Yep, Ava. Yeah, you know where the bathhouse is.
There, but
Oh.
maybe we should go shopping first. Do the bath thing later. We got stuff to do.
Oh.
Fine.
Focus.
So,
Okay.
you've
What are you
ventured out
shopping
into
for?
the jungle before, right? What would you recommend?
I haven't actually been to this particular jungle, but
The one that surrounds us on all sides?
it's hard to explain.
We've got time.
We
Anything
don't. We
but
have
time,
other
isn't it?
stuff to. No, we don't. We've got stuff to buy and things to do, so we can hurry up and save my sick girlfriend. Okay, let's go.
Very well, then.
And Ava just take off into the thick of the Red Bazaar.
Bloody hell, I never
Um,
knew turtles could move that fast.
Ileana stays a little closer to act like, oh god, I don't want to get lost.
That guy puts a wing around Ileana, just stay close, it's fine.
Okay.
I'm not a fan of crowds either.
Okay, let me think. We are gonna need survival gear. I've got a decent amount of things at home, but you're all gonna need the standard things. You're gonna need water skins. You're gonna need rations. You're gonna need tents. I have one tent for 2 people. You're gonna need bedrolls if you don't already have them. I've got 1 extra bedroll, so we're gonna need. Let's see, we've got 6 of us dumbasses, so we're gonna need 4 more.
I have one.
Oh, I have gotten most of what you've listed already.
Yes.
We're gonna need. I've got a lot of rope, but we'll probably need more. You can never go without. You can never have enough rope.
That I can agree on, yes.
Mm-hmm.
You could always use more rope.
You can always use more rope. I mean, really, we should probably just take a look around and see what we need. I need to see Mia and tell her what's going on. Do I trust you guys to not get the right things? No, I don't.
I mean, that's
I think we know how to
probably
handle
wise.
ourselves.
That's probably wise.
The pigeon gets it. Okay. Let's just take a look around, I guess.
Okay.
Very well.
So you guys are standing, right outside the Thundering Lizard, walking around the various tents and stalls. Just to reiterate, there are 3 markets in Port Nyanzaru, and if you guys want to have a bit of a shopping mission here, there are 3 markets here in Port Nyanzaru. The first one is the Red Bazaar, which you guys are currently in, which deals in food. I'll go off the list here. It's everyday needs, like locally produced meat, vegetables, tropical fruits, tej, which is the local honey wine that Chiltons drink. They sell light tropical clothing, insect repellent, rain catchers, and as you're walking up and down the stalls, you can see all these things on display, and other household goods. The other markets are the fish market, which, as the name implies, sells seafood. And then the big market, which is that large tent you guys pass by, is the Grand Souk, which is like luxury goods. That's the place you could buy like armor and adventure, like other bits of adventuring gear. That's like that's where you find stuff that's like meant to like that's where you would buy tents, is the Grand Souk. Whereas everything down here in the Red Bazaar and the fish market is like immediate everyday needs. Like this is like where you would buy like not necessarily water skins, but like they sell like barrels of like they also sell like barrels down here that you can store water into.
So sorry for the diversion here, those watching the stream, but the souk market reminded me of our faithful friend Mr. Souk. So carry on. I'm gonna share him in the Discord so you know what I'm talking about.
I hate you.
Oh God, why?
Beautiful, and I love him.
Nope.
Right?
Anyway.
I've
Yeah,
got
so
flicked
you
the
guys
feelings.
are currently standing outside in the Red Bazaar, which is nestled between two of the four hills here in Chult. The big one on your right is Mount Sabasa, which is where, as you were told, that's where the Hall of Gold is. That's the local Temple of Joaquin, and also acts as Chult, the Nyanzaru Bank. And then the other one is the Coliseum Hill, which is, as the name implies, adorned by a large canopied Coliseum.
Right.
So, you guys are free to do and explore as you please. Ask questions wherever you need to know. You have the day to yourselves.
So this begs the question, but what are our communal funds, and how do we want to handle that?
Well,
how much does everyone have?
55.
Liliana like pulls out her wallet and's like, how much do I have?
Don't put your wallet in a crowded marketplace.
I have about 75, if I recall correctly.
I like gently push Ileana's hand down as she reaches for her wallet.
Oh.
70 gold on my end.
55.
75.
60.
Bit under 10 since I just bought that book. But I've got a lot of stuff at home that I can bring, so...
Well, I would recommend that we probably go for tents first, as that's likely to be more expensive.
Oh, indeed.
And, yes.
You guys use tents? Oh, yes, of course, that makes sense.
Where do
Would you
sleep?
not use a tent?
Are you looking at me?
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
I am staring directly at you. You probably can't tell.
I don't usually use tents.
Then where do you
In a
sleep?
tree?
There we go. Good lord, took you a while. Bloody idiot.
Oh, I was worried I'd be insulting, which is
No,
a
it's
rarity
okay.
for me.
To be honest, most stereotypes you hear are probably true.
Alright, good to know. Glad that's confirmed. Alright, well...
I was going to ask if you shit in the woods, but I think all of us are going to here soon.
Does that mean we're all bears?
What kind of logic is that? We sit in the woods. We must be bears.
A couple of
Does a
very
bear shit in the woods?
confused, a couple of very confused-looking Chultans pass by your
All right.
group.
Thank
as
you
you
for the
say
bits
this.
for Mr. Sook. Mr. Sook thanks you, Saber Slash.
The bits.
The
The bits. The
bits.
bits. The bits.
The bits. The bits.
Anyway, so back to the game.
Alright, so...
Oh
if
yeah,
we're
the
looking
game.
for tents, it's the Grand Souk. That's where we want to head to. So let's check that out. We also, aside from items, we may want to start thinking about guides. Asses and the Thundering Lizard are not your best bet. There's a lady named Azaka who's pretty great, but I didn't see her there today. There's a few I could recommend from a different bar that we could try.
Okay.
by all
I
means.
actually, while speaking with Wakanga, he did mention that he would make some introductions for us with Jabal. I believe he's in charge of all the guides around here.
Yes,
Thank
he
you.
is.
Thank you, Sunev, for the bits.
Whoa!
you.
Thanks for the bits.
Thank
And I mean, if you have that kind of connection, let's wait until we have that set up. Alright. Well, Grand Souk, let's do the thing.
All right, so you guys begin navigating through side alleyways of Port Nyanzaru, because I believe one of you had the urban ability.
Yes,
Is that
let
you?
me bring it up on
Yeah.
stream real quick.
Yeah, so using that, you are able to twist and turn throughout the various roads and alleyways and side passages throughout Nyanzaru, roughly cutting your time in half. So, there you go. And you arrive at the, you can see as you approach the large, multicolored tent structure that is the Grand Souk. It is one of the three beating hearts of Port Nyanzaru. And as you approach, you can see there is a wave. Two waves hit you as you approach the Grand Souk. First, is the wave of smells, spices, woods, leathers, other like herbal plants, all waft and like kind of like and like furs and metals, all tinge the air and like waft by as you guys approach. And the second thing that hits you is the heat. The Grand Souk, especially at this time of day, is packed with people. You can see that there are countless stalls and like side tents that contain goods of all sorts here, and it is crowded with local Chiltons. And due to the tent-like structure, it's also trapping in all the heat. But you can also see that for those of you who were keeping a hand on their purses, you can see there are guards constantly walking through the crowd, standing by various tents, keeping an eye on things as well. This seems to be like, the market. This is like where a lot of the city's manpower seems to go, aside from the walls. As you guys enter the Grand Souk, what are you guys looking for?
We were looking for tents first, right?
Yeah. With a little ease, no checks necessary, just because you guys can spend a while. And also, I will factor city secrets into this tent because you're able to like navigate through crevices between people and kind of just move through crowds very efficiently here. You do find what is essentially an adventuring gear stand that sells mostly camp goods. They do sell rolled up tents. Like they sell individuals, and a tent goes for they sell two person bundles of tents. Each tent costs 2 gold pieces.
All right. Well, I've got 1, so we need 2 more.
Of gold pieces?
Yes.
No. 2 more tents.
2 more tents.
Oh, okay.
So 4 gold pieces
for
2 more tents.
A person. Yep.
Yeah.
That's fine.
I'll pay for it.
Oh.
Very kind.
Just to make everything go quicker.
Okay.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Oh, what else do we need? Hey, you seem like you're probably familiar with wood stuff. Have you got anything for hunting or anything like that? Fishing?
I have a hunting trap. For catching animals.
Assume, yes. Thank you. Thank you for clarifying. Okay, so because I've got fishing tackle, so that some stuff for fishing. What other stuff is there that's available? I don't know.
There's okay. Well, you're looking around the Grand Souk. There's a lot. Some things that catch your eye as you're walking about the Grand Souk is some of the more specific tents and booths that belong to companies owned by the merchant princes. You see a tent where there are a number of cages along it, and in those cages you see assortments of flying monkeys. Some of them contain flying snakes. Then in closer towards the more central part of the Grand Souk, in a wide space that can fit all of these things, there are cages of larger beasts. There are giant lizards. There are hadrosauruses and ankylosaurus, deinonychuses, which are like tiny raptors, and also not inside the Grand Souk, but you guys saw this while coming in. Not caged, but kept locked up in a similar fashion, like kept at bay, was a Triceratops. These are all the beasts that are for sale here in the city. You also find stands that sell potions, mostly like just healing potions, and also there are booths of armor, weapons. There are booths that have fruits, perfumes, oils, insect repellents, all that fun stuff.
Insect repellent, that's a thing.
Yeah.
That's a thing we'll want.
You want to go up to the insect repellent booth?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Yeah, this is also in the same line as the place that sells like perfume and oils and all that fun stuff. Insect repellent, there's two things you could buy. You can either buy a block of incense, which burns for 8 hours, and repels insects in a 20-foot radius of where it's burning, or you can buy a gourd of salve, which contains 20 applications of this odorless grease. And when you wear it, it protects you for 24 hours, and it's waterproof. The block, a block costs a silver, and a gourd costs 1 gold.
The tents that we bought, would they have any sort of like insect netting inside of them?
Yeah, they have netting to keep out the insects. Yeah. This is more just so for just like general navigation, keeping the insects away, kind of thing.
I'm definitely buying one of the gourds.
I'd like
go
one
ahead.
of the gourds too.
Mark it, and make sure you mark down that you have 20 uses in it, because you'll have to keep track of that.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
As you guys are shopping,
well, how much were they?
It's 1 gold piece for a gourd.
So,
Yeah.
I'm gonna
As you
get
guys are
gourd.
Yep, go ahead, mark it down. As you guys are, buying things, you hear a lute pick up in the background. Wrong thing. I clicked the wrong thing.
Yeah.
It's fine. Don't worry about it.
You fool!
You hear a lute playing just faintly over the sounds of the people here in the market, and you turn your eyes and you just see a tabaxi minstrel. It's just kind of walking through the crowd, strumming its lute very idly. He walks up to you and like as he in between pluckings, takes off a hat that he wears and holds it in your direction.
Aww. I might see how many
I just
coins I have.
stare him down.
Aww.
I am used to these fuckers.
Wait, so what exactly would I roll if I wanted to just join in with the guy with my own loot?
Make a performance check.
Ooh. Eliana will give him like 5 silver pieces.
I'm on advantage. I think.
That's fine. Yeah, you'll still take the first roll, so that's 18.
Yeah.
But make sure
I
you
get off advantage.
There's a toggle at the top of your screen, I believe.
Yeah, there was before, but now I can't see it.
Okay, click on the gear and then
I'll fix it. Don't worry about it. I'll do it.
All right, thank you.
Yeah. So as the tabaxi walks up to you guys and begins to play a little bit, you just join in as well. And the tabaxi smiles, nods respectfully, doesn't say much. But after a few pluckings and we're not talking like full Deliverance dueling banjos here, but similar effect of two very interesting looking individuals playing in the middle of the Grand Stook, and you catch a few wayward looks from local Chiltons, who give some coins in passing to the tabaxi, and also toss you a couple of coins, probably about like 6 silver pieces get tossed your way. I kind of half-assed that one.
Yeah,
but anyway.
How dare you?
Yeah, I know, right? But then after playing for a bit, he also holds out the hat, not like expectantly, like for you guys to give him. He's not like waiting for you guys to give him coin, but he kind of just takes out the hat and passes it by in case anybody does want to give him coin before he puts it back on.
I'll throw the 6 away. I'll throw the 6 silver pieces that I received into his hat.
Gives you a large nod of respect. All right, cool, great. Yeah, he takes the coin, takes out his hat, tucks it into a coin purse, gives a slight, very kind of humble bow, and begins to play again as he makes his way through the marketplace.
Aww. I like it.
Oh, that was nice.
Yeah.
Sorry, where were we?
We were shopping.
Everyone still has their purses, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Like all of a sudden, Ileana starts panicking. He's like, "Wait, do I have it?"
You look, and you still have your purse and all the coin that remains in it. Yes.
Without looking, I'd say, right hip, it's still there.
Thank you.
Well, excuse me for having a bit of fun.
We're not here to have fun.
You're not.
I mean, if you lot don't mind, I'm going to go take a look at those healing potions.
Oh, by all means.
Right. Yeah, we should check those out.
All right. So you walk up to a one of the booths that is selling. It's kind of this booth that there's a number of potions on display, and mostly all of them are kind of this viscous, kind of pinkish red color inside. Although like a couple others, I believe, are like a whitish kind of fluid. And there's also like little cubby holes on the back wall of the booth that also contain a number of like small scrolls. And heading the booth is this elderly Chilton male wearing this kind of like blue hat where he's like tied up a bunch of his hair into, spectacles, like late 70s kind of man. Just kind of sitting there idly flipping through a book.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, what may I help you with?
Looking for some healing potions.
Yes, I sell healing potions for. You can.
He reaches over and like grabs 2 of them.
I sell various differences. I have common and more uncommon sorts. Do you? I have the common potions. They go for 80 gold pieces, and the uncommon potions go for 300 gold pieces.
What's so uncommon about the uncommon ones?
The uncommon ones? Well, we have we have a few such as
he reaches for one, grabs one, and he says,
this here is a potion of animal friendship. This here is a potion of fire breath. It's spicy. You do not want to have it. We have a potion of greater healing. A potion of growth.
He's like holding up different bottles, all different like colors. Just kind of like lifts one up and then like tosses it behind him. Lifts another one up and tosses that behind him.
A potion of heal giant strength. A potion of poison. A potion of resistance. A potion of water breathing. We have this oil of slipperiness. It makes you all slippery. And and we have this. This one's a bit of a rarity. We have a filter of love.
What? And what exactly is that last one?
The filter of love? If you give it to somebody, and they drink it, the first person they see after drinking it, they will become enamored with that person. They will fall in love with them for like an hour.
Act just kind of gives you a sideways glance.
And
it's not even being subtle about her stare. Like, are you fucking kidding me right now?
And all of these uncommon potions are 300 gold, you said?
Yes, it is 300 gold pieces.
Interesting. Thank you very much for your time, sir. I believe I will have to
We also sell spell scrolls. If you want to be buying one of those as well.
I do not personally have much use for spell scrolls.
Very well. If you have friends who could use a spell scroll, send them my way.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you. Of course.
He goes back to reading his book.
So that's something to think on. An oil of slipperiness, he said. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I am not going to chip in any money for you to buy your lubricant and love potion.
I am rather incensed that you would even suggest that I would be asking any of you to pitch in for that. Also, I wasn't even planning on buying it.
Can I just use both of my wings to cover Ileana's innocent ears?
Yes.
You lot really do have the wrong idea, don't you?
Oh, he would probably use the cheap stuff anyway.
Probably.
You take me for the type who needs a potion?
I was gonna say, I'm sure he comes pre-equipped.
Ileana, don't listen.
I mean, if you want to put it that way. Either way, we have business to attend to.
Either way, unless we all want to toss all of our money on a single potion, I think that's out.
I should more than enough for all of us for now.
How much were potions of healing again?
Like for like the common like potions of healing, those went for sorry, that was 80 gold pieces for like just a standard potion of healing. And then the greater healing was the really expensive one.
Are there any cheaper places, maybe?
Nope.
I am going to guess literally anywhere will sell things that are cheaper than here.
But also, buying cheap potions is kind of a crapshoot. I would not recommend it.
You weren't very specific on whether you wanted cheap potions or cheaper goods. I assume the latter.
Is there a cheaper place to get?
No, not really.
Oh my god, this place is shit.
Not really. There is the local black market, but those things charge you exorbitant prices. That's not even cheaper.
Yeah. Well, there's the black market, but it's more expensive. That's literally the opposite of what we were looking for.
Yeah, exactly.
It may be good to pick up some extra food or water skins.
Food and water would be a good idea.
I've got a water skin, but extra rations are always useful.
Yeah. Just to recap everybody for when you eventually go into the jungle, y'all need to be drinking 2 gallons of water per day and, at least a day's worth of rations, which can be supplemented with things like you can go foraging for food and water in the jungle and get some stuff from that. That's the thing you can do. But you'll need in that case, that's a day of rations is roughly equivalent to a pound of food per day and 2 gallons of water per day. And a water skin holds half a gallon of water.
Oh, Jesus.
Factor that. Yeah.
I have a rain catcher, so at least that'll help us get some water.
Yeah, rain catchers can catch up to 8 gallons of water.
5 empty jugs. Just cuz.
Where do we pick up these rain catchers?
They sell those in the Red Bazaar, Abba.
So out of here.
All right. Well, let's stay in here for now.
Back to that. We'll focus on what we can get from here first.
Well, I mean, if you want to give me some coin, I could fly over there real quick and grab some.
Can you go
if that's a thing we can do.
Yeah, just for the record, specifically, for the Grand Souk, it's general. It's for from a gameplay standpoint, this place sells, adventuring gear, equipment packs, weapons, armor, tools, and mounts. That's what this place sells. Nice. So that's kind of what you're looking at here.
It's a pity I can't afford a mount yet.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Heyo.
And oh my god.
Oh,
actually, snorted at that.
Well, just before I make a fool of myself yet again, am I able to fly back over there, or is that just a thing? Oh, bitchin'.
Yeah,
in that case, I say
pigeon.
again. Yeah, in that case, I say again. If you want to give me some coin, I'll fly off and grab one real quick.
You can get over there that quickly?
I'm a bird.
Yes. And given the ways we've been going, I imagine he'll have no trouble finding the place.
Alright. Yeah, that seems like a good idea. We could use rain catchers. We could also use water and.
Do you know how much yours was?
Rain catcher.
How much was my rain catcher? Good question.
A rain catcher is. Let me pull that up for you. Yeah, a rain catcher costs 1 gold piece, and it's essentially this tarp stretched over a wooden frame, and it's collapsible for easy transport.
Hey.
So I'd say we'd only need 1 more of those for the group then.
Well, you don't know if it's going to rain every day, though.
Yes.
It might not rain every day, but it will rain most days.
Well, we should be able to store the water that we collect on the days that it does rain.
Right.
I've got some bottles. I've got some jugs. I've got 5. So that's some stuff for storing, but that's about as much as I've been able to fit in my house.
And you hear a voice yell out. You hear a voice yell out at you guys from one of the stalls down the way. Hey, you there! Explorer seeking to mount an expedition into the jungles? What you need, and then he points to his wares, is a canoe, and he slaps the bottom of his and he says, looking to go out in the jungles, there is no faster way to travel than the rivers, and to travel on the rivers, you will need, slaps the bottom of the canoe, a canoe. And he says, and if you're looking to store things on a canoe, bam, smacks a barrel, we got barrels too.
Ileana kind of looks at the guy. There's the 3 dots over her head, and she kind of snaps her fingers, oh, if there's any place that sells water filters, if we're near rivers and such, maybe.
Yes, I would imagine drinking directly from a river would not be great. If there was any way we could filter it or purify it, that would be amazing.
Okay,
Yes,
but boats.
that's a quick way to get throat leeches.
Well, what if we burn the water?
What?
You know, boil it.
That would work.
I've never heard someone refer to boiling water as burning water.
Sorry,
What
I
the
haven't been in
fuck?
society as long as you have.
I'm 8.
And that's about as long. And I've been in society for about 3 years, so.
I'm gonna be saying that repeatedly over this campaign. I just know it.
I assume the canoe dealer has been kind of like roughly coaxing you guys over to be close enough to have conversation with you guys.
Yeah,
probably.
Sure.
Like,
Okay. Yeah, he's like saying, "Oh yes, the water is it's safe after being boiled. Then it is potable. But if you drink the water right away, you'll get throat leeches. Nobody wants that."
No, I can imagine.
That is certainly not preferable.
I would imagine.
Eliana gets like the visual Ghibli shakes of like.
I imagine the throat
Cousin of
leeches
mine
would
got
like
it.
that, though.
Well, who knows what they think? But my cousin had it a year ago. Did not end well.
How much for the boat?
For the boat? It's 50 gold pieces for a canoe.
Oh.
How much for a barrel?
A barrel? For a barrel, that's 2 gold pieces for the barrel.
I would certainly.
These canoes, top of the line. They can fit up to 6 people in them. And also, if you buy 2 of them, you'll have a people canoe and a supplies canoe.
Do we have a map? Oh, of course we have a map. But does the map have the river and such that we can?
Yeah, it has.
Have a wee
It has
look
the
at?
two. It has the 2 major rivers. I'll throw it up on. I'll throw it up on.
Okay, just so we can
here, the map-
determine
the
how
map shows- yeah.
useful a canoe actually would be. and-
Yeah, for the record, mechanically, like I said, navigating through the jungle, you travel 1 hex per day. Navigating on a canoe on the rivers, you travel 2 hexes per day.
Oh,
nice. Yeah.
That sounds good.
Yeah, we're gonna want a canoe.
We're gonna want a canoe.
Good at watercraft.
No.
Xander, question: Would
yes, go ahead.
would my family, as like a noble people from the north and the part of like the trade stuff, would I be aware of like water stuff? I don't know.
You'd be aware, but as you guys bring up that question, the man shakes his head and goes, No. I can tell you are new here in town. The River Tiriki and the River Soshenstar are so sluggish, you don't need to travel at them. You barely need to do any navigating at all. It's a sluggish river. It's not hard to navigate at all. Even a layman could do it.
Oh.
Yes, looking at the rivers on the map, it does seem fairly simple, actually.
All right.
As long as we get the right direction.
I'm gonna make an insight check to make sure he's not bullshitting us.
I almost wanted to do that too, but Ileana's a good soul.
I mean, he is very much trying to sell these boats, but he's honest about the fact he is honest when he comes to talk to me. He's talking about the rivers.
Okay.
You get the idea that this is essentially the D&D equivalent of a used car salesman.
Perfect.
Yes.
Yeah.
I wonder,
If only
like,
Ileana was sneakier.
whenever we do need to travel on land, if we just leave the freaking boats there, they're probably just gonna lose them because it'd be.
You have ropes.
I mean, yeah, you have and things you can choose to drag canoes with you through the jungle, or you can make an effort to if you go off river, you can hide the boats as well.
Yeah.
If you want.
I think it'd be fair to hide them.
I'm fairly good at hiding things. I hid my emotions for the last 5 years.
What?
What?
That's not the same thing as a boat.
No, he's
I would
totally
imagine-
right. A boat and emotions are exactly the same thing.
I would imagine a boat would be very much larger.
I wouldn't be so sure.
Ouch.
About
Dear,
pigeon.
oh dear
Anyway.
goodness me, you're a salty bunch, aren't you?
You have no idea.
No
We
idea
are
what you're
indeed.
talking about.
Fresh across the ocean.
The
God,
boats,
this is
though.
the salt campaign, isn't it? God damn it.
Yeah.
I think the canoes are the way to go.
Most certainly.
Yeah, I can agree. How much money do I have again? If I leave you all with five gold and you give me some tidbits, I'll fly over to the market and grab us the rain collectors and water bottles and filters and all that kind of stuff. You guys grab the canoe.
Seems legit.
All right.
Well, and if you want, you can buy the canoes and you can have me send them to wherever you'll be launching your expedition. Don't need to drag them out of the Grand Souk in this crowd.
Oh,
That would
lovely
be
gentlemen.
helpful.
That would be very much
Of course.
appreciated.
Of course. You just simply leave me a letter telling me, well, if you do not know when you're leaving, you can just simply come by and deliver an invoice to me, and I will get them delivered as soon as I can.
Sounds
that's
ideal.
Very kind of you.
Thank you. Well, very well. Money then? He looks expectantly at the counter.
So
Go
are we
look
doing
at this
2 or
canoe
1?
first. Let's make sure that it's. I want to take a look at. Are we looking at 1 or 2 here, folks?
They are
They are
well-made canoes.
Yes. Yeah,
They're
they're
solid.
well-made smack canoes.
Yeah, they're well-made. Yeah, they are well-made canoes.
Do we need to?
Do we need to slap the canoe every time we say the word canoe?
I encourage it.
We have 2 canoes. It's easier to carry things. Plus, if we get a guide, we'll need another canoe because it carries
True,
a max
but if
of
we ever
6
run into
and-
trouble and our canoes, don't make it out, that's all of our supplies in one canoe. You know, the old saying, don't put all your supplies in one canoe. I feel like that applies here.
I thought the saying was, don't put all your supplies in one canoe.
Very true.
That would be the Chilton way to say it.
Ah, yes.
in the canoe.
Damn dialects. It's a regional dialect.
So,
Ileana, about almost pulls out her wall again, but then she keeps it by her other side so that she remembers. Oh shit! Right. So she's like, I think.
I vote
counts on her
maybe-
fingers. 66.
I would vote 1 canoe for now, as we still do need to charter a guide and buy other supplies.
1 canoe should be plenty.
Aye.
Right.
So
Here's the
maybe
thing.
everyone
Alright.
put.
If we get the guide, then we have a party of 7, and then we actually don't have enough room in the canoe for all of us.
Would I be able to use a technicality with the fact that birds fucking float and I could just grab on the back of the canoe and just...
Like a duck?
Yeah, like a duck. Exactly like a duck.
I mean, no.
I'm sure you'll just
Fuck.
be in the river. Do you want
was
to be
hoping.
in the river all day? Do you want to lose your legs?
What?
No.
I didn't
Testing
think
a
so.
theory.
I think that we have to get 2.
Look, I'm used to gliding and
This-
flying everywhere. I don't really know these land things.
Well,
Do
if
we
everyone
really want
goes
to be
forward-
stuck in one spot if we end up in danger on the river? If we have 2, we could navigate between the 2 of them.
Right.
I mean, if you want to be jumping between 2 canoes on the move, by all means, yes.
For the record,
I'm dexterous enough.
For the record, your flying speed is 30 feet, right?
50.
Oh, yeah, 50, yes. Thank
50 feet.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. So you can travel, if you were flying, you can travel about 6 miles an hour. For the record, and since each of the hexes is 10 miles, out of the entire group, you're the only one who's capable of traveling multiple hexes in a given day. So, yeah, food for thought.
You know, guys, can I just fucking fly?
I didn't think to bring it up because I thought that would be incredibly obvious.
Would you be okay flying all day?
I mean, that's what I did all the time before I came here, so, yeah.
If you don't mind scouting ahead.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm good for that. I have good eyes. I specialize. No one has my brand.
God damn it. Already. Well, with that, okay, so are you guys...
So, sorry, that was one of the first things I thought of, could he just fly? But no, it's no, there's probably, speeds and things that rolls and shit, exhaust and stamina.
Yeah,
and,
flying,
wait
you
a
can
second.
travel 6 miles an hour, yeah.
Alright.
All right, I guess we're getting one
It
canoe.
is.
Yeah, we're getting a canoe.
Great. Are you buying the one or the two?
The one?
You're buying one? All right, great.
The one.
So you lay down, okay, so you lay down 50 gold on the table, and the merchant goes, wonderful, you bought yourselves a canoe.
So does everyone want to put like 10 gold in, or?
Yeah, I was going to say 10 gold on my end.
Yeah, I'm good putting on 10 gold for it.
Now you bought yourselves the canoe, but can I interest you
Okay,
in
yours, Alva.
It's okay.
fine master-crafted barrels?
Right.
We won't have
I mean,
room
actually,
on the
a barrel
barrels.
doesn't-
We won't have room on the canoe once we've charted the guide.
Unless you buy a second canoe.
We have been over this.
I know.
Can we not trail the barrels behind on a rope? I mean, the wood. Waterproof.
You could, if you, you could.
I have a lot of rope.
I have 50 feet of rope.
Well, there we go. Problem solved.
I mean, yeah. I mean, if you,
So,
yeah, you could.
excuse me, sir. Are these barrels waterproof? Like water resistant?
I mean, if you seal them good enough, they should be. But the outer shells themselves, yes, they're very waterproof.
Problem solved.
aren't they made out of wood?
Yes, so they float.
And so's the boat.
So
And wood floats.
wood
I'm glad you've
decomposes.
At the
Wood
same rate
will-
that the boat would, I'm sure. And yet you're
Finally,
having no reservations about
I'm
this.
sure the wood is treated.
Finally polished, treated, and sealed. Yes. What do you take me
Okay,
for?
if
Some
it's
kind of
finally
charlatan?
polished, treated, and sealed, then I think it would be wise to get a few barrels just to help us store things. That would be
Good.
smart.
2 gold pieces for the battle.
Yeah, I'll throw in 2. That's one
Right.
barrel.
Right?
I'll throw
That's
in
1 barrel.
2. I'll throw in 2 to get one as well.
Make
So
sure
we
someone's
have 2
marking
barrels.
down this equipment.
I'll mark down a barrel that I bought.
I'll
All right.
rock down the other barrel that I bought.
Each of these barrels weighs like 70 pounds empty.
I assume
like-
we're not carrying them with us right
Yeah,
now.
no. I'm
Okay,
saying
good.
like they are big storage barrels, so they can hold a good amount.
Ah, sweet.
They
Okay, I'm down to
Yeah, it
62
can hold up-
GP now.
for the record, it can hold up to 40 gallons of water inside of it.
Ooh, that's
Nice. That's tasty.
Yeah.
Or 4 cubic feet of solids.
We can do 1 for food and 1 for water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll buy one as well, just because like I have so many things back at Ava's house that she
Sure.
probably want to bring.
Okay. So you mark down the barrels. Good.
Yep.
Good stuff.
Yay.
Throw us back to Port
Cool.
9 Zaro.
All right.
And I'm
Alright.
back.
I don't know about you lot, but it's awfully hot here and I'm dying to get out of these clothes. I think I did see some lighter clothes for sale.
Oh, indeed. I'd be most interested in looking at them as well.
You quite
Bunch
already,
of
Leon.
weirdos.
yes, I'm fine. I just wasn't
Yes?
expecting that.
Right, let's go shopping.
Oh yeah, and there's also just for the record, there are ration stands here. They do sell boxes of day rations, by the way, here as well. If you don't have to buy those now, but that is also being sold here at the Grand Souk.
Yeah,
in this campaign, are we just do the rations have like an expiry date, or are we not counting that?
No, all rations are like jerkies and like bundled like dry goods.
rations
So it's
are
like
by
it's-
design made to not expire.
Yep.
Fair play. I'm not used to.
All right, I'm gonna buy 4 days 4 days rations. I think.
4
I've got
days
five-
rations.
I've currently got 5
Yes.
days of rations. I'm gonna buy another 5.
Yeah.
How much are they?
A day of rations. If my compendium want to work right now, that'd be great. Hold on.
According to the player's handbook, 1 day rations is 5 silver.
Yes, there you go.
Oh.
And how much
Yeah.
silver is in a gold again?
10.
10.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
So like 2 gold pieces would be 4 days worth of rations.
Yes.
Yeah.
Pretty bitchin'.
It's like these little containers of jerky, dried fruits, hardtacks, and nuts, stuff like that. All the nutrients you need.
In that case,
So-
I'll get 6, taking
Great.
away 3, giving me a grand total of 11.
All right, great, awesome.
Got 20
So-
days of rations stored up already, so I can
Yeah.
kind of just keep that on hand,
Yep.
and if people need it, then I'll pass it out as necessary.
I
For
have
sure,
10
for
days
sure.
of rations.
Yeah.
For sure.
I have 14 days now.
Nice.
Good. Good stuff.
I'll wait.
I might buy more because I have 10 days just so I'll get some more.
All right, sounds good.
Wait, remind me how much
Okay.
you get for your 5 gold pieces or 5 silver pieces again?
It's a day of rations for 5 silver.
Okay, cool. So.
Yep. So, what did you
So
guys?
I'll get 10. I'll get 10 days of rations.
All right.
So now I have 15. Yay.
Awesome. So what are you guys gonna do now?
We were heading to the clothes stand? Yeah.
Yes, the clothes stand was back at the Red Bazaar. Clothes were being sold at the Red Bazaar. They weren't being sold here in the Grand Souk. So are you making your way back to the Red Bazaar?
No. There's still stuff I want to look at here.
Okay, great. Well, yeah, the clothes are being sold over, not at the Grand Souk.
Okay. We're just kind of exploding.
Yeah. I actually made like this huge shopping list out of character. So
Pat, like I said, there are stands for everything here. Like there's, timbers, spices, medicines, dinosaur skulls and claws, iron, tiger pelts, carved ivory. You see like what look like to be like these like kind of like carved, stylized animal masks. And also kind of like little like handiwork craft things made out of thistles and mud, colored feathers, tropical fruits, monkeys, plesiosaur meats, and all the other riches of Chilt pretty much are being
because
sold here.
I need a pet monkey for my journey.
Did someone say masks?
Yes, I mean, shouldn't you wait on the souvenirs till we're ready to leave?
It's not a souvenir. You don't understand. The mask completes me.
I think that the one you have right now is just fine.
What do you mean the one I have? I've got 2 spare and I need more.
That just like points to one of the most ridiculous looking ones. It's like, there you go. That one right there.
All right.
You point at the most. Yeah, go ahead.
Can I buy? Can I buy Mask a bird mask so he looks slightly more attractive? Because right now he's just really off-putting.
I appreciate it, but you're 8, and I'm fairly sure that's illegal.
I didn't mean attractive in that way, you disgusting.
There are, a couple of masks that catch your attention. They're all these stylized carved wooden masks that are painted in like, kind of like, they're all like fearsome kind of like wild depictions of animals. Not like realistic, very artistic in their interpretation. There's one that looks like a boar, just like these long kind of tusks and like wide eyes are painted like red. Another one looks like kind of like a stylized ant. There is like an eagle looking one as well. And also there's some very like there's some dinosaur looking ones what looks like to be some kind of like triceratops mask. Generally there's just a lot of like animals and dinosaurs stylized masks here.
All right, so if only because I just got through
Hi, everybody. Welcome back. Hopefully the technical difficulties are over, but oh my goodness, we're all sweating.
Fuck.
So...
Yeah.
Yes. But hopefully things are better from here on out. If it's not, I'm so sorry. Hopefully the YouTube upload will be a lot better, and we'll try to get our crap together for next week. But that in mind, let's get back to the adventure here. So a group of you, let me ask, who is going to the Temple of Savras? Abba, I know you're going home to see Mia. Who's going to the Temple of Savras?
I am.
You are. You are. Okay, Mask and Lucian. Is anybody else going with them, or what's going on?
I was planning on it.
All right, so wait, sorry, you weren't planning on it, or you were planning on it?
Was not planning on it, because that's not really Ileana's thing.
Ileana, what are you going to do?
Really depends on what the rest of them are doing. She honestly doesn't mind just going ahead and just getting over to the dinner because things.
Okay, so Talia and what are you guys doing then?
Axe said that he would be sticking with Ileana.
Oh.
Okay.
And me as well, just staying with that group.
Although Axe is suggesting that you all go to the bathhouse.
Oh.
he's banned. Like, just banned. You can't. That's why I'm going along, because I don't trust that.
That's fine. I mean, we can go to the bathhouse. Sure, that sounds fun.
All right, so you guys will go to the bathhouse.
Sure.
Lucian and Mask are on their way to the Temple of Savras, and Ava is going to go see Mia. Let's start with Mask and Lucian. Mask. That's something completely different.
Yeah, that's not the thing.
No, it's two different. I mean, both are religious individuals. But anyway, God, I almost said it again. Mask and Lucian. What the heck? Mask and Lucian. We'll start with you guys going to the Temple of Savras. And so the Temple of Savras is the large dome structure on one of the hills here in town. Let's see if I can get you guys over there. There you go. Atop one of the larger hills. This one is like completely disconnected from the ground other than by a couple of bridges and a long ascending stairway. The Temple of Savras is this large dome structure with a tiled roof that resembles an unblinking eye staring skyward. And the arched entrance to the temple is adorned with this large, monstrous eye over it as well, just kind of like staring, unblinking down at the street. You guys kind of like have to get up there by passing through the harbors until you make it to the top. And you get to the entrance of the Temple of Savras. There are a number of, local folk of various incomes, and the priests, which the priests of Savras wear these like blue and whites, and some of them carry staffs that are kind of adorned with, some of them are carved from wood, some of them are metal, some of them have like jewels embedded in them, not just like walking sticks, like well-crafted, staffs. And as you guys enter the temple, what immediately catches your eye is you see a local Chilton priest of Savras with more ornate robes and a large headdress, and also holding this extremely ornate wooden staff carved with arcane figures into it, and topped with a glass, like kind of like crystal ball on top of it that has like a number of colors worked into it. He is currently arguing with 3 black cloaked figures very tensely. These 3 figures kind of like surround him and are talking to him, and the other priests aren't really paying attention. But as you guys enter, you do catch what seems to be the tail end of some sort of heated conversation as one of the cloaked figures steps forward to the old man, and you can see that he's not Chilton, the cloaked figure that is. It's actually Tetherian. He's from the north. He has kind of like tanner skin, but is of a paler complexion than the rest of the Chiltons. And he steps up to the priest, and he says, "Listen, old man, all we're offering you is a riches as long as you help us." And this priest cuts him off and says, "I will have no business in your criminal evil intent. Be gone from this place. I will not serve you." And another figure steps up and says, "Listen, old man, we don't have time or patience for this. Help us, and we will pay you exorbitantly." And this conversation tenses. It comes to a really heated climax right as you guys enter, catching wind of this as the 3 cloaked figures turn their heads and look at you, and then look back at the old priest, and then look at each other, and then they mutter, "This is not the last you've heard of us, old man." And they begin to make their way towards you, towards the exit.
I'm not here to pick a fight right now. I think I would rather let them pass and see if I can see anything distinguishing about them as they do so.
I got no beef with these guys.
Yeah, they just walk past, cloaks, their hoods up. They're all Tetherian. They're all not from Chult, and all wearing, black cloaks, black leathers, daggers at their sides. They look like the unsavory sort. But
it also kind of looks like they'll melt if they step outside for more than 5 seconds, but
and after they leave, the old priest this maybe like 70-year-old Chilton man with a wrinkled face, stooped posture, but like he has a kind face to him. There's a kindness to him as he walks over to you, leaning on his staff for a little bit of support. And he walks up to you and he says,
I must thank you, my children. I was in the midst of a terrible conversation. I do say that your arrival was very timely. Please, come in. Welcome to the Temple of Savris. My name is Zitembe. I am the head priest. Although the locals, they like to call me Grandfather Zitembe. You may call me whatever you wish. What brings you here on this fine, fine day?
Well, we are foreigners in your lovely land.
I can tell.
Well, yes, it is rather obvious, but we are here on a bit of a mission concerning the rather interesting, unsavory illness that has been going on.
You do not mean the death curse, do you?
That is exactly what we mean.
And what business do you have regarding the death curse here in Chult?
Well, we have been contracted by our patron, and she is very, very invested on getting rid of this death curse, of ending it once and for all. And we do have a bit of a lead, but we lack the ability to follow through. So we were hoping maybe we could get some more information.
Well, I'm afraid my knowledge really only extends to Chult. I'm not sure what vile, evil presence this death curse might be, but I cannot see into the worlds over, only here in Chult.
That would be just fine. As we said, we have reason to believe that this evil is within Chult.
And he furrows his brow at this and recoils a bit.
Surely this is not true. I do not believe that such an evil thing could be anywhere here in Chult. It must be a misunderstanding, I'm sure.
Could be, but wouldn't it... Either way, we are contracted to find whatever it is that is causing it, and if it isn't in Chult, then all the better. But if it is, then we need to find it and get rid of it.
Takes a long moment, just kind of narrows his eyes a bit at you two, and then nods, runs a hand, just kind of across his face. He doesn't have a beard, just kind of rubs the sides of his face like he's contemplating. And then he says,
if you will come with me,
and leads you guys towards back to the door. But he doesn't lead you outside. He leads you towards this golden bowl, which is filled with scatterings of copper pieces and silver pieces and some gold pieces. Seems to be some kind of donation bowl for the temple. And he says,
I am willing to commune with the spirits, but as you know, or you may not know, but as a temple, we take donations from the public to fund all of our endeavors, and communing with the spirits and consulting the guides of Chult, it takes some time, and time in this day and age is money. If you understand what I am saying, of course.
You're not being very subtle about it. Of course I understand what you're saying.
Yes. All I'm saying is a little donation will be vastly appreciated. For I'm sorry, but surely this death curse is not in Chult. I have no reason to believe why it would be. But if I will take some time out of my busy schedule, I would at least like to do it under the pretense of a donation.
Absolutely. I will put 5 gold into the donation thing. Yes. I don't know.
Communing with the spirits is a very exhausting process with a lot of things involved. A lot of things.
Oh, I am very well aware. I am also a man of the cloth, as you will.
I can tell.
He's a long silence as he's still staring at the donation bowl.
I'll just kind of glance over to Mask, just sort of
You may not have any reason to believe that things are in Chult. You may think, surely no such evil exists here. I, unfortunately, do not share your optimism. I've seen a great many things that would qualify as just as evil, if not more. than this death curse that befuddles the world. Now, tell me, what do you know of the Harpers?
Harpers? I know of them. I know they have their roots here in the city, along with every other faction in the known world. I know that they are. We've done business with them before. We've shared information where information needed to be shared. Why do you ask?
Well, the Harpers happen to be some of the greatest information dealers in all of the realms. And
That they are.
And it is through their sources that we have determined that this death curse is enchilled. Now tell me, what possible reason would the Harpers have to lie or to afford being incorrect about this curse being enchilled? With that in mind, I am sure you can appreciate a slight discount to your services.
His face visibly sours for a second, but then kind of like relaxes and he nods and he says,
You are right. Forgive me for doubting you. Surely if this information comes from the Harpers, it is of some repute and, as disturbing as it may be to me, some truth. Very well. I will consult the guides.
Much appreciated, venerable grandfather.
Thank you.
And
this ritual will take 24 hours, of course.
Much appreciated, and also perhaps the term soulmonger may be helpful.
Soulmonger. Yes, good to know. I will remember this. As I said, my children, the ritual will take 24 hours. You may come back tomorrow at this time, and I will give you what I have seen.
I will incline my head, yes.
Much obliged, honorable grandfather, and I do a little bow of the head.
He nods, but he bows his head back at you as well. He says,
Be pleased, and may the blessing of Zavris illuminate your path.
Uptau's blessing upon you.
And he chuckled and he says,
Uptau's blessing upon you. Yes, that is not a phrase you hear very often anymore. Yes. Very well. Be well, my children.
Be well.
All right, and he heads back off into the central structure of the temple to go about his priestly duties.
I turn to Lucian. You're welcome.
Thank you.
All right. Meanwhile, down across the harbor, Ilyana and Talia, you guys have made your way to the Port Nyanzaru bathhouse at Axe insistence. The bathhouse it's a public bathhouse. This is not like a private structure. And the public, like, you know, this, like, and asking around, this is like, there are, you know, dozens of small bathhouses that, like, you know, that operate kind of like private clubs. But like this at the edge of the cliffsides here on the western part of Port Nyanzaru is the public bathhouse. It is also run by the priesthood of Soon, which is the goddess of beauty. It's both egalitarian and elegant. You can see that there are wealthy merchants and dock laborers who are rubbing elbows in this.
Thank you for the bits, Sunev.
Thank you for the bits.
Thank you. The bits.
The bits.
It's this full of tiled baths, and as you approach, it is it's kind of it's not an open air bathhouse, but it is the front facade of it is a number of colonnade pillars that all support the dome structure of the bathhouse, and you can see into the structure beyond. Tiled baths, marble floored changing rooms, and as you guys enter, you know, there are priests about, and there's a sign out in common that says, donations gratefully appreciated, and like a donation bowls. But from what you can see, there is no like charge to get in.
Aww.
And you can see that there's like you watch as a merchant who is entering the bathhouse as well drops what looks like to be 3 pieces of platinum into the donation bowl, followed thereafter by this kind of squalid-looking, dirtied homeless individual who drops a copper piece inside the donation bowl and walks in. You get the idea that the Chiltons are justifiably proud of this facility, and even the poorest try to leave at least a copper piece by the entrance. And actually, the donation bowl is actually like this giant clamshell. That's like silvery and glistening with light. The bathhouse itself, you can kind of, there are numerous baths, all full of, some baths have hot water, some baths have cold water. People walk around in the nude or in towels, depending their comfort level.
I cover Eliana's eyes.
I push Thalia aside and then try to cover Liliana's eyes instead.
You see that
I'm too powerful.
The wealthy merchant.
Just like, why?
The wealthy merchant who walked in has stripped down and gets into a tub and is also joined by that pretty squalid-looking homeless individual who they both begin to bathe in the same bath, and neither of them seem to have any discourse over this. They actually begin to converse over what little bits you can hear that are shared in common, which is very little, but they kind of alternate between Chilton and common. The little bits that you're able to catch, they just talk about, how's their day, going about life, weather, small talk as they just bathe. And a uniformed Chilton woman approaches you guys and with a pleasant smile on her face asks you, would any of you be in this need of a massage?
Just looks between the two of them, just like,
Well, I mean, my wings have been killing me. So I could definitely go for one. Ileana, would you like one? I'll pay.
Okay.
Thalia, you can go fuck yourself. Let's go.
What?
No, I'm kidding. I don't say that last bit.
and the woman says, we have a number of independent masseurs and masseuses on hand here to massage your weary muscles. Please come inside. It costs 4 silver pieces for a massage.
Is that each, like mine and
each massage is 4 silver pieces?
All right, I throw two silver pieces into the donation pot, and then give my remaining 8 to make up an entire gold to the lady to pay for mine and Ileana's massage.
All right.
I don't want a stranger touching my body. Thank you.
Alrighty. So, and Ileana are escorted deeper into the bathhouse. You guys are escorted to some of the marble floored changing rooms and asked to, undress to your comfort level. So, put on more armor.
You're not incorrect.
I'm covered in feathers. I'm only wearing the armor as literal armor. So
I am now wearing another person.
This just in is wearing a fursuit. So,
why'd you have to make me out to be a furry on every campaign?
Because you play furries in every campaign.
You keep picking furries.
We keep picking furries.
That's the short of it. There needs to be a furry in every campaign, and none of you guys decide to be one.
Yeah, because I choose to be someone who's not covered in hot fur in the goddamn jungle.
A turtle?
So...
No, you're scaly. It's different.
Sorry, where were we?
Oh my goodness.
We were getting naked. Well, I was. Ileana, I imagine.
Can you ever be truly naked if you have feathers? I'm sorry.
Exactly.
No, it's
exactly. I'm not
true.
even naked.
So you're asked to undress to your comfort level, and wherever that may be, you are then led into... There's no private chambers here. There are a series of tables that kind of line the exterior of the baths that are, covered in towels, and you're laid down on them. And masseuses, rub you down in the bits of exposed skin that there are in oil, and they go about the process of just giving you very, very relaxing, deep tissue massages. And in both of your cases, especially you, Ileana, you've not realized just how tense you have been here in the city thus far. And actually, for the past few years, there's been a kind of a tension in your body that is worked out by these masseurs.
That's why I was wondering if I needed to do anything in the case of my past history. How comfortable am I with this?
It's up to you.
I don't know.
I mean, having been, even though you're a bastard, having been raised in a Waterhavian nobility, I mean, there are attendants who would that would provide these services. But from what you've told me, that doesn't really sound like it was really up her alley.
Nah.
Back in Waterhaven, but Waterdeep rather. But yeah. And Thalia, I assume you just kind of stand off to the side, or what are you doing, if anything?
I mean, I don't know. I might wait. I was thinking I'd either wait most shady, secluded part of the bathhouse and bathe there.
Okay. Because of the time and knowing this place, there is no real secluded place. This is a bustling, clean, shining place that a lot of people seem to frequent, and every bath has and they're big baths, by the way, in the ground. But they all have at least one person inside them.
Then I'll stay clothed.
Okay. You stay clothed. And so you wrap up after about 45 minutes of just sheer pleasure for you guys getting the massages. You reclothe if you desire, or you can bathe as well. But after a time, you guys finish your extent of the bathhouse.
Yay!
Oh, God, I needed that. How are you feeling?
Good.
This place has been stressing me out. There are way too many people. I'm not used to being anywhere.
There are a lot of people.
I'm used to being in small groups or by myself, to be honest. Being an archaeologist is kind of a lonely business. And I kind of like it. So when these big crowds, it's too much, you know?
I understand being alone, but I don't see the appeal in going to a crowded bathhouse. And this...
But I mean, that was mainly...
It just seems very... peaceful.
I'm kind of used to being around some of this stuff, I guess.
Really?
Well, maybe not all of this, but home was a little decadent.
You don't have to speak about it if you don't want to.
Yes, you don't seem to enjoy it.
She kind of looks surprised, but then just gives the smallest little tiny smile, oh, okay.
Go on, where to next? We've had a relax. What are the others up to?
And speaking of, last on our list here, Ava.
Yay!
You make your way through the busy streets, back to your somewhat derelict townhouse, out in Tiriki Anchorage. Or sorry, did you live in Mallorsford or Tiriki Anchorage? I can't remember. Because Tiriki Anchorage was along the river and Mallorsford was in the canyon or in the ravine. I can't remember if you said you wanted to be away from water or not.
She avoids water, so Mallard's Throat.
So Mallard's Throat, which now that we have addressed what it is, I will reveal its name on the map.
Is that Mallard's Throat?
That's Mallard's Throat. You make your way out of the gates into Mallard's Throat, which is this. It's the closest thing that there is to a slum here in Port Nine Zaru. It is this there are two sheer jungle draped ridges that flank this deep ravine, and ramshackle buildings cling to the sides of the ridges, each structure seemingly built atop the lower one's roof. And it ascends upward, the lowest point of the ravine is where the gates of the city are, and then the ravine ascends upward into the jungles of Chult. And there are a number of small rope bridges that hang overhead. As you make your way past the Temple of Tamora to your somewhat derelict home, you enter.
All right. I'm very quiet when I do so, just in case Mia is sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
About as well kept as you could keep this sort of place. There's probably some flowers and stuff, just plants. There's potted plants. There's just a couple little things. Mia likes knickknacks. Ava does not. Ava very grudgingly puts up with the knickknacks for Mia. They serve no purpose, but she will accept them if Mia likes them.
Of course. And as you kind of close the door behind you, and the sounds of the street are kind of shut out behind it, you're kind of left in this, for the first time in your day, this kind of silence, this sullen kind of quiet. That even though you're used to a reprieve from the streets and crowds of Port Nyanzaro, this is the first time you've come home, and there's a silence that really just kind of hangs there uncomfortably. Yeah. And you just hear the weak voice from upstairs in the bedroom call out, Ava.
Oh, yeah, I'm here.
Oh, good. I wasn't sleeping. Don't worry. I'm awake.
Is there water or anything nearby?
Yeah. This is a Chilton home. This is a water basin in every room. Yes, there's water.
Okay, so I immediately get like a pitcher or something and a cup and stairs.
Yeah. You take it upstairs, and would you like to describe what Mia looks like for the viewers?
It is a halfling. She's quite small, but she's also pretty round and curvy. She's got bright red hair that she has. Usually she keeps it in like this really messy ponytail, but right now she's sick, so it's probably down. She's oh my god, is she native Chilton? I have not discerned that.
No, she's not. She's not native Chilton. No.
She's not native, but she's probably been there for a while, so she's probably pretty tan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
definitely, most definitely.
She seems like she probably would seem like she had a lot of like energy even at her most ill. That's just the sort of person she is.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And as you walk up to the second floor with a pitcher of water in hand, she's in bed, tucked under the sheets, and her otherwise tan skin is also noticeably leprous as well, as it has been for several days. For the past 20 to be exact, and has been getting ever worse with kind of decaying wounds and sores appearing on her body every so often. She doesn't look like she's on death's door, but she is noticeably leprous. And as you walk in, despite this illness, her smile brightens at the sight of you, and she makes the effort to kind of like sit herself up in bed a little bit. And she's like, how's your day been? She like yawns and stretches a little bit very weakly.
Well, I met our hero.
Oh, how was he? Did you get the book?
Oh yes, I did.
Oh my god.
And Ava just immediately holds it out. It's signed and everything. Go ahead. She kind of like puts it in her hands. Smell it.
She like leans forward at a moment's hesitation, just gives a big, oh, it smells marvelous.
Right?
May I see it?
I also
and as you kind of like hand her the book, and both just from her being a small halfling and also being very ill, you hand her the book, and like immediately she can't even really hold it up. It just drops to the bed as she kind of slides her hands out from under and begins to like flip through it very gently, being careful not to crack the spine.
She's very, very careful. We're both very good about being nice to our books.
Exactly.
If we see someone doing that thing where you take the book and you like spread it out like wide as opposed to folding it up or using a bookmark, we're both like instantly insulted. How could you do that?
Exactly. Yep. So, and also takes the pitcher of water, and she has a little clay mug by her bed that I assume you refill. She takes it, just kind of meekly sips from it, and begins to like delicately flip through the pages, and her sickly face is ever brightening as she begins to explore the pages of a new book. And she kind of like looks up at you, and she says, and like she like points at something, and she's like these little tiny bipedal vibrantly colored frog people, and she says, I've never seen one of these before. They must be very interesting. Grung. Silly name. And then she's like,
You should drink. You shouldn't be
yeah,
talking.
yeah, I know. And then she like, as you kind of like being talking, she like reaches out and puts like a hand on your claw, and she says, Ava, I know, I'm okay. I'm okay. I know how to take care.
I'm sorry.
okay.
I should have been back sooner.
Ava, no, it's okay. You have your own things to do. I'm fine here. I don't do much. I've just been sleeping mostly. It's okay. You can do whatever you want. Take as much time as you need. I'll be fine. It's okay. It's very okay.
Least believable thing I've ever heard, sweetie. Congratulations, you're a terrible liar. Still, to this day.
I've never been much of a liar, you know this. My priorities are in racing.
Oh, I found us a racer, actually.
I was okay with not participating at all, but
we need the money.
I know.
Yeah.
Who is it? Do we know them?
No, you're gonna think this sounds insane. So,
Ava, did you buy another book other than this one?
I didn't buy another book. I cannot believe I wouldn't do that. We're broke. Although there was I didn't buy another book. I promise I didn't buy another book.
She eyes you very suspiciously.
I didn't! This isn't making it sound any better.
Can Ava roll deception?
Yeah. No,
I didn't buy another book though.
she didn't. She only bought the Guide to Monsters. She didn't roll
I couldn't afford another book.
Yeah, no, she's broke. That was her life savings. That was your life savings to buy Volos.
We saved up for it. I encountered some idiots, some very dumb idiots, and
Ava, that's not very specific. You think everybody in the city is a dumb idiot?
They were new idiots.
Ah, okay. Oh, adventurers. Okay.
Yeah, those those guys.
Got it. Yes.
And they said they were looking into the thing you have and couldn't find anything else. Mentioned something about an artifact out in the jungle, and it was this with the Temple of Bullshit, so I figured why not. They said they're going out into the jungle, and we're gonna get a guide too, but I figured I could help. I'm better off than just sitting around here watching you get.
And there's a long moment of silence as she just kind of looks at you. And, the smile for a while is gone from her face. But after a moment of silence and it's kind of like tense staring, a smirk, quirks at the edges of her lip, and she says, "Are you telling me you're finally becoming outdoorsy?"
God, no. No, definitely not. No.
Ava, you in the jungle? You're right, that is crazy.
Terrible idea, right? Maybe I'll be lucky and I'll be back.
I don't know what to say. I'm I'm not one to decry your decisions, and I support you and I believe in you. I'm shocked. That's all.
I don't have a choice. There's nothing else in the city, and I've looked everywhere. There's nothing.
I know you have. I know. I'm
breaking my heart.
I know. It's okay. It's okay. If this
long,
if
we'll make it really fast.
If this is something you want to do, I support it. If you think that you can help and whatever this is by going out in the jungle, I'm not going to be one to stop you. I just ask that you come back.
No, I'm gonna come back. So you better be waiting for me, okay?
I know.
Yeah. Good.
But
topic.
But she shakes her, says, "No, Ava, one more thing. I believe you will come back, but I want you to know something. If you come back and I'm not here anymore."
Stop. No.
Ava, listen to me. I know it's upsetting, but I just want to get this off my chest.
if you come back and we've run out of time, I want you to know 2 very important things. I want you to know that I love you very, very much. She's like patting your hand and she says, and second, no, you cannot have my personal collection of books.
Well,
And thirdly, I want you to remember that if I pass, I want to be buried on the cliffs. Okay? On the cliffs. She says, I know. I want to be buried on the cliffs closest to Malor's throat. The high cliff near the old house where I can see the entire dinosaur racing track. I can see all the roads. That's where I want to be buried.
Okay.
She brings a hand up to the side of. She brings a hand up to the side of your face and wipes away a few tears. It's okay. It's okay. Remember, that's an if.
Yeah. You're right. Happened to you, I would. It's gonna be fine.
But who knows?
Way to fix it.
Maybe you'll go out in the jungle and, well, you'll get so rich you'll never have to live in Malor's throat again.
No, you think I'd go anywhere else?
I mean, I don't know.
You think I want to live in there with all those assholes?
I don't know. I mean, the houses near the Colosseum are very nice.
Loud.
I know but like, the higher up you get on the hill, I mean, who knows?
I'm never gonna be that rich. Come on, babe.
A girl can dream.
Or maybe once you get better and you just win a bunch of dinosaur races, I don't know.
Thank you for the bits for Save Your Friend!
Oh god, my feelings.
Xander, I'm actually going to punch you in the throat if you should pull that shit again.
Nope, I'm going to keep doing this shit through the entire game.
You're going to punch him in the Malar's throat?
I would like to retract my previous threat to punch Xander and punch you instead, Alex.
You have 2 hands, you can do both.
Holy shit, you're right.
Listen.
Phil has 2 hands.
So, Mia kind of brings her hands down from your face and just kind of rubs them along her legs, just kind of idly and with a little anxiety, and she says, so when are you leaving?
No yet, because of course, nobody has a plan.
And thank you for more bits for the Save Mia fund.
You. Save Mia Foundation.
I'll let you know as soon as I know. Ava kind of eyes several boxes in the corner. I think I'm gonna have to clear this place out a little bit before I go.
Take whatever you need, she says, nodding very, very supportively. And she says, and it's fine, don't worry about me. I'll have some of our, well, they're not really friends of yours, but I'll have some of my friends come over.
Gotcha. If anything, maybe I won't be here to fight with them, so maybe it'll go a bit better.
I think they'd like that a lot.
Wow, ouch, thanks. We're lucky I have a shell, because you just stabbed me through the heart, babe.
And then she just reaches out for you and she says, reaches right over and touches the spot of your shell where your heart would be. And she says, it's what I do best.
We got way off topic. Ava seems very drained at this point. I found a racer. Her name's Thalia. She's kind of a hard ass, but
and thank you for more bits for Save Mia Fund.
Hashtag Save Mia.
Mia Fund. Save my girlfriend.
I need to draw the girlfriend. Damn it.
And she
She's real
says,
cute.
she says, I mean, you can if you want. Mia says, well, if you trust her, I'll trust her. I mean, after all, banana candy is not the hardest. It's not the hardest thing to ride. I'm sure she'll be fine.
Yeah,
she'll be fine.
Yeah.
Although these
I'm
races,
sure it'll be fine, huh?
These races are getting more and more intense. Gone are the days when they were just a simple lap around the hills. Now they're bringing out all the stops.
Phil, are those 100 salt bits that you donated?
Yes, they are.
Well, thank you for the salt, Phil.
I'll fill her in on all the crazies, and she'll probably be fine. Probably save her.
And then another moment of tense silence, and she says, "So you got any plans tonight?"
Oh, you're not gonna believe this.
You've already dropped one bombshell on me tonight. I don't think I can take another.
I guess my new band of idiots is friends with Wakanga Othamu.
And there's just some silence, and he goes,
"Holy shit!"
Yeah, right. Right. That's what I said.
So does that mean you're going there tonight?
I'm gonna have dinner with him.
She reaches forward and grabs your hands, and she says,
"Ava, my dear, you know I do not advocate crime or thievery. If you see anything really shiny in there,
Well,
I encourage you to take it.
I'm sure he won't even miss it, babe.
And also, drink everything there. I'm sure. And really, do not go easy on the food."
Mia's my
Of course
favorite
not.
character.
We gotta go for them for all they're worth, babe.
You gotta milk every single last drop from those bastards.
Damn right.
Mia is easily becoming my favorite character in this campaign.
Mia's my favorite. Don't let her die.
I wasn't in love with her before. I'm already even more in love.
I think we know who wins best NPC now.
Yep.
Okay.
Last
my
session
favorite
was you.
My favorite thing about this is now we've got legitimate, motivation to actually cure this thing. Like before, it was just so that's the story. No, save Mia.
Yep.
Do it for her.
Mia pats your hands, Ava, and she says,
"Well, look at you going up in the world.
It's not gonna be the same without you, so you better get better soon, okay? Maybe I'll take you to our new friend. I'll have a friend, and then I'll introduce you to a friend, and then I'll have 2 friends."
I think the concept of you having friends it's astounding enough."
Fucking burn.
I mean, you're not wrong. That's right. I
What
should
time
probably.
Do you have to go?
Yeah.
Okay. That's fine. I'm feeling tired anyway. I think I'll sleep.
Helps her lay down and kind of tucks her in, and then gives her a kiss.
Kisses you back.
Hey, babe.
Oh, don't forget your book.
Roll for kiss.
Wait, you sure you don't want to read it?
I'm tired tonight. I think I'm just gonna go back to sleep.
Saber Slash giving some more bits saying, "Save Mia and defeat the DM."
Yes!
Well, I forgot. Before you go to bed, before you sleep, I've got something for you. I got him to sign all of our other books, and
You got him to sign Moonsea?
Yeah, here. See? Put your name on it and everything.
She smiles and she says, "His handwriting is beautiful."
It is almost as good as his prose. So good.
Oh.
All right.
Maybe I'll get well before he leaves town. And then I can meet him.
Yeah, definitely. He'll probably like you more than he likes me.
Probably. Well, I won't keep you from being all famous now.
Oh, famous for being a terrible person, maybe. All right, I'll see you later, babe. I'll get better. I'll see you soon, okay? I love you.
I love you too.
God! Oh no, my heart! Ah!
and you leave your home. So
you leave your home several bits richer. Thank you, John Rabo.
Yes.
Thank you, John Rabo.
You all reconvene at the Thundering Lizard, like you had said you would.
Mm-hmm.
So, the hour is upon you. It's roughly, it's the sun is beginning to set over Port Nyanzaru. You can see the vibrant explosion of colors that come from the horizon all reflect off of the ocean water, shimmering off of the various golden and golden shiny structures that line each of the hills, kind of reflecting their light.
Thank you
beautiful
for the
array of
bits.
color. Thank you for the bits. You guys all reconvene.
Yay.
Whoa, Hava, what's wrong with you?
Are you okay?
Nothing. Everything's fine.
If you insist.
Yeah, no, I'm fine. She kind of glances over at you two. You two look relaxed.
Yeah, we had some fun.
Oh, did you get a massage?
Mm-hmm.
They had massages, yes.
It was amazing.
I hear they're really good. Wish I could afford one. Maybe it finally gets some of the knots out of my paws. That wouldn't work.
Maybe we can
okay,
go.
well, my dream will have to remain a dream.
Well, maybe we can go before you leave. I wouldn't mind paying.
Just looks at her and then she's like, I have
She
a
has
shell.
a
She kind of like turns to She has that happy face, and then you just see it fade into like the embarrassed, like, oh right, I'm an idiot.
It's okay. You thinking of that.
Yeah, it was nice of you to consider. Thank you. Thanks, sweetie. I should not have called you sweetie. I'm so sorry.
Oh, no. It's fine. It's fine.
It's fine. She's pretty sweet.
It's endearing. How unlike you.
Ava just stares at him, as opposed to the man wearing a mask.
I at least have roguish charm on my side.
Charm. Good one.
Like she doesn't even know where to begin with how much she thinks that is incorrect.
I do wish you would have joined us, though, Talia. I can't remember words. That's me being dumb, not Ileana.
She didn't feel like opening up? What a shock. Who could have foreseen this?
Are you all done flirting yet?
Flirting? What? Dude, I'm
Never
8.
mind.
What is this thing you call flirting?
Says the one claiming to have roguish charm, but alright.
Yeah. My roguish charm happens to get the actual help of the honorable grandfather at the temple, unlike everyone else in this room. You're welcome
Anyone
again.
who has to say they have roguish charm does not have roguish charm.
She's right on that. What did you find out at the temple? Let's get down to business here.
Oh, we'll find out more in 24 hours.
He's willing to help us. He's undergoing a ritual to commune with the spirits or some such.
Oh.
Yeah, how much did they bleed you dry?
A gold.
What?
I've the feeling he would have asked for much more, but he saw reason eventually.
Roguish charm?
Well, apparently I don't have that, so...
More of the, threatening charm.
Oh my god, what are you implying? He's an old man.
Flying! Oh my god! You know what? No! I'm done. I'm done with this temple of bullshit thing. We are off of this topic. Let's go get dinner.
Oh, okay.
To dinner we go then?
Yes, one moment as the DM check something real quick.
Ah.
So we just wait until the god of fate decides. So, how about that sports ball?
Sports ball.
Oh yes, I hear the Waterdavian nobles are fantastic this season.
Oh, I gotta roll something real quick.
Oh boy!
Thalia, you said something before? Sorry, I kind of jumped on board there.
I don't remember what I was talking about.
So.
Oh,
right, now that
that's
we're back
okay.
So you guys are going to head over to Wakanga's villa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna party hardy.
Party hardy.
Great.
We're gonna see if the map doesn't break OBS this time.
Right? So You guys make your way to up along towards Throne Hill, which atop which sits Golden Throne, the seat of the Merchant Prince's power, and find your way to the private walled villa of Wakanga Otamu, the Merchant Prince of magic and lore. And you guys arrive at the gates. You are greeted, escorted inside, and very quickly led into a furnished dining room, where you are quickly joined by Wakanga Otamu.
Cool.
And a refresher of what Wakanga looks like, with painted gold lips, gold scarves, gold jewelry, gold earrings. He's very gold and ostentatious.
Goldfinger!
God damn it.
Mine,
God damn it.
boys.
I like gold.
And all God damn it. All throughout the villa, Lucien, you've already experienced this, but all throughout the villa, you know that there is a soft music playing from no discernible direction. Very hard to peg a location.
Hey, Xander, guess what?
What? Did the map break the stream?
We're at 0 kilobytes per second!
Yay!
I am so angry.
This didn't happen last time we streamed.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Yeah, it did! With this exact fucking map!
Oh, God.
So I'm going to take the map off. Okay, we're not going to use
like a smaller PNG.
Not going to use the Merchant Prince Villa map for this.
Oh.
Since it's just for, I know, it's just for you guys to look at, unfortunately. No, well, we'll address this in the future. Hopefully, this will fix things, Alex. Are we good?
Yeah, we're back to a normal rate, I think.
Okay, that's good. That's good. I don't trust any of it.
It's a beautiful black void.
Right? Yeah. So, let me go back to you guys enter the villa as I now scramble for a Sirenscape playlist I suddenly cannot find. Yes, there it is. And are escorted into a dining room full of a low table bearing golden goblets and golden plates and golden utensils, golden everything, really. And yeah, you guys are then.
He likes gold.
See the story music I'm looking for? Yes, we'll go with this.
I already made the Goldfinger joke, so.
Yeah, I know.
I made a gold member joke, so we're pretty much covered.
Shortly thereafter, you are joined in this dining room by Wakanga Otamu. He strides in, has his arms outstretched, gives us a small bow at the waist, and he says, "My friends, welcome to my home." And then he gestures at you, Lucien, and says, "Good to see you, and these are the rest of your friends you had mentioned to me. Very pleased to meet you," bows his head, "and might I get each of your names?"
Ak courteously steps forward, takes a big, long Aarakocra-style bow before saying, "Hello, my name is..."
Alma looks kind of startled. She actually has never heard Ack say his own name before, and she's just like, what the fuck?
And then like his head kind of like recoils for a second before like a smile quirks at his lips, and he says, "It is a pleasure to meet you." He very much begins to chuckle. He just gives this like low kind of hearty like a pleasure to meet you. And
oh man, Ileana's gonna go full formal, man, because this is a big guy from the southern places, and she's like, "Man, I have to rep my family. I gotta make sure that we have good relations. My dude, my bro, my guy." So gives like as deep of a bow as she can, and she just says, "It's a pleasure to meet you. My name is Ileana Aridin of Waterdeep, and thank you for letting us into your home and giving us your hospitality."
He smiles, nods, takes your hand in his, gives a very like slow kind of bow at the waist, and kisses your hand, and he says, "Wakanga Otamu, and it is all the pleasure in the world."
And she just gives a nod. But you can tell that she's like, for those who were traveling before, she has completely changed her like posture and her speech. She's not stuttering. She's not like doing jack other than just like, yes.
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 He turns his attention to the next person. He looks at you, Mask. Sorry, go ahead. I mean, Thalia, if you want to go first, you can.
Yeah.
I'm Thalia.
A pleasure to meet you, Thalia. Now he turns
I shake his hand.
He shakes it back.
All right.
Big smile on his face.
I give a little bow and say, "You may call me Mask."
Mask. I see. I do not. I assume it is because of the mask you wear, or perhaps there are other reasons you hide your face. He doesn't say this with like any suspicion in his voice. He just says this as like very conversationally and casually.
All right. I get up from the bow. Well, yes, the mask on my face does make it rather obvious.
Mm-hmm. Well then, it is a pleasure to meet you. And then he turns to you, Ava, and you are.
Ava looks incredibly uncomfortable because people before her have managed to be at least sort of professional and like fancy, and she's just like gives the most awkward wave.
he smiles and walks up to you, and offers like his hand to you to shake. And he says, "I cannot see that I get to meet many of the shelled folk. It is an honor to meet a total. I am fascinated by your culture, and the few of you that I have met. It's been nothing but a great pleasure. It is an honor to have you in my home."
Likewise, it's an honor to be here. My
Smiles
name is Ava.
Ava?
She smiles awkwardly back.
And then like he's like smiling and he's nodding. He says, "It's okay. Breathe. Breathe."
I just
okay.
think I get a lot of books from merchants. I run a book stall.
Do you? It's very good. Very good. Yes, I am glad to hear that you are a purveyor of my wares.
Yeah.
I have, please, we must talk books sometime. But first, go ahead.
Would be wonderful.
I might have some things you might find very interesting. We shall see. But for now...
Biggest, shiniest, like, really?
Uh-huh. He turns his head back to... He turns to look back at all of you and he says, "So, who is hungry?"
I could certainly use something to eat.
Yeah, shortly thereafter, various uniformed attendants stride in, carrying goblets full of tej, full of fine wines and ales, plates of fine tropical fruits that some of you have never seen before, and various meats cooked, various degrees of sauces and vegetables. It's essentially a full kind of banquet is laid out for the seven of you, including Wakanga.
Wow, this is lit.
Yeah. Okay. so because Mask is a paranoid little asshole, I'm gonna make another insight check to make sure everything's on the up and up.
Oh my god. Oh!
Yeah, so everything is very much on the up and up. And after all is served and everyone is seated, Wakanga sits at the head of the table and begins to, eat and converse. And he asks, "So, how are you finding Port Nyanzaru so far? This is your first day, is it not?"
Yes,
Very much.
That is correct.
Mm-hmm.
Well, how do you like the city?
It's warm.
The port is full of wonderful culture, and it seems that everyone gets along very well here.
Yes, well, we try. Yes, Port Nyanzaru is home to many people, and we try our best to see to it that they are each tended to where they must be.
Ava is pointedly keeping quiet and shoving food into her mouth. Just like, don't say anything bad. Don't just keep quiet about it. Don't say anything.
Versus Ileana, who's like sitting there like stick straight as formally as possible.
Yes.
Mask is just imitating...
Noble mode activated.
Yeah. Mask is imitating Wakanga's posture exactly, like, to the last detail, like, to a kind of a creepy degree.
And Ak is observing the artifacts strewn about the place, especially.
I'm drinking wine casually, as I'm drinking wine like someone that just got divorced, but no, someone that just got widowed, but like they killed their husband.
Oh my god, it's like the unfortunate circumstances. The husband
are you drinking wine?
Are you drinking Tej?
Oh, you're drinking. Wait, I'm asking her. You're drinking wine. He like turns to you, and he like, and as he knows that you're drinking the wine, he looks at you and he says, "Are you enjoying the wine?"
Oh, I am. I've never actually had it before.
Well, this is a little bit of a specialty. I have all of my wine I buy especially crushed with cinderberries, a local fruit here in Chilt. It eases up and dulls a bit of the bitterness, makes it a bit sweeter. It is good, is it not?
I nod as if I understand.
Yeah. Totally.
Yeah, exactly.
If I may offer a topic of conversation real quick. Click the thing. How do I do the... Okay, historical knowledge. I'm not sure how to instigate that. I thought you just click the thing.
Click the speech bubble.
The speech bubble.
Thank you. Well, when you enter a ruin or dungeon, well, this is not a ruin or dungeon.
Well, yeah, no, but does it not count for like just going into here to see? So I could just look at the architecture and be like, oh, so this was a thing with the watch, whatever it is, kind of bullshit.
From the What
just
Dynasty,
so I can...
and it's like, oh, you are correct.
So that would be a history check. Your historical
right.
knowledge thing applies exclusively to ruins and dungeons, but you can make a history check to ascertain that.
Oh.
Well, I know fuck all, but Kristen, but goddamn.
The turtle knows well.
This is very much, lacking a better term, I'm going to refer to it as Neo-Chilton. It is essentially very much the same style that most of the other places hold to, that, all Chilton architecture stems from ancient tradition and it is improved upon over the last few decades. So it holds a lot of its similar like kind of structural details, but, it's become more decorative and artistic, plus magical influence here and there. So yeah, this villa has existed probably no longer than 20 years. And during dinner, Wakanga says, so who... Oh, no, sorry. He says, yes, you must forgive me, by the way. I would have asked Sindra to attend this dinner. Unfortunately, I did give her some manga tea, and she is, well, unconscious, sleeping. So she will not be joining us tonight.
Jealous.
Yes, well...
That's understandable, that's considering her condition, but I do hope that she can make a good recovery.
Yes, and hopefully a recovery that is aided by your heroic deeds. Which brings me to my first topic of conversation for the evening. How goes your plans for your expedition? When do you plan to depart? And is there any questions you have that I might be willing to help with?
We are currently waiting to hear back from the Temple of Savaris. We paid them a visit, and...
the diviners, yes, of course. I deal with them myself, occasionally needing to track down magical items here and there. Hopefully, they should provide you with the answers you seek.
I'm sure something there will be quite helpful.
Yes, at least in my experience, they are always pull their weight. I have nothing but good things to say about them.
Ava coughs and chokes on like something she's eating.
Of course.
That kind of throws Ileana out of her like noble things. Like, oh goodness, are you okay?
I just pass a glass of water without even looking.
Ava just chugs it.
That just gives Ava a mighty thwack on the shell.
Good.
Oh God. Okay. When did Neil Simon start writing our? When did this become a Neil Simon adventure?
You forget this is called Dungeons and Douchebags.
You're right. Where did I go wrong? Anyway, so he says, "Well, any questions? Anything you need to know? I do deal in law as well, so I know many things there is to know about the land and its things."
I guess, I wish I had written down the name of this artifact, because Ava would have, but I did not.
Soulmonger.
I failed.
Soulmonger.
Know anything about the Soulmonger?
Well, yes, I've heard about it through Sindra. She has told me what she has found through the Harpers and the quest she has asked you to embark on. Unfortunately, I know little more than you do about it, other than it is some sort of
artifact of extremely powerful necromantic origin. Beyond that, I know not to myself.
Why would something of such power, such magic energy, why would it be in the middle of the jungle?
That, I believe, is the question to be asking. It is troubling, to say the least. I am not sure what this portends, but whatever its existence is to wow. Whatever its existence portends, I'm sure it is not good, and it is not native to these lands.
If I were to guess, the reason it's so far away from everyone is to either, well, keep it away from everyone, or so that people can keep it with them.
I suspect the same. And plus, the deeper you go in the jungles, the easier it is to hide something. And plus, most of those deeper jungles are largely uncharted, making it the perfect place to exist without the world knowing you are there.
Exactly.
But this troubles me because, as I have said, necromancy hasn't really ever been something strongly in the culture of Chult. The only known necromancer in the last handful of 100 years would have been Raz Nasi, and he disappeared into the jungles long ago. And Raz Nasi is the reason the jungles are infested with undead in the first place. His army...
Jungle?
What was that?
Pardon, the jungles are infested with undead.
Did Sindra not let you know that?
No, it must have slipped.
Yes,
mine.
yes.
Why do you think I kept telling you dumb people go to the jungle?
Yes, it is. It is true that undead fill the jungles. Some regions are more heavily infested than others, but generally it's commonplace that you will find yourself among the legions of the undead, all belonging to the former raised armies of Raz Nasi back in his time. But when he lost his powers, he lost his control over the army, and that is how we ended up with this.
How much do you know about this Raz Nasi
guy? I know he was... Well, I know little more than the common folk would know, but my extensive prodding into ancient hidden Chultan knowledge, I have learned a thing or two. He was one of the Bara of the city of Mesro. I believe Sindra has marked it on your map. It is little more than a ruin. It was destroyed during the Spell Plague. It has been picked clean by adventurers and the Flaming Fist, so not much to find there but rubble and disappointment. But he was one of the immortal Bara, the paladin protectors of the city. He turned against them, was exiled, and led and attempted to attack the city, raised a mighty undead army, and was once again rebuffed.
And in spite of being rebuffed, the undead are still there.
Yes. When he betrayed his oaths, apparently, and was banished, he became a vengeful warlord, raised an army, attempted to conquer Mesro, and when he was defeated, he had the choice to seek redemption after his defeat, but instead he sought revenge and was stripped of his god-given powers. The undead horde, no longer under his control, spread throughout the jungles. And that was when Uptau turned his sight from the Chultan people for the last time.
Pardon me for sounding crass, but who is Uptau?
Uptau. Yes, of course. Uptau is, well, strictly speaking, he was the god of all who lived in Chult. He was... As the DM pulls up the fucking notes.
Hey!
Where's the fucking Uptau? God, yes. He was the central figure in Chult history, the greater god Uptau, who long protected the land of Chultan civilization. The story goes that Uktau grew angry over his worshippers' endless warring and their reliance on him to solve their problems. It was more than a century ago when Uktau simply abandoned Chult, and his influence has not been felt here since that day. When he left, the Chultan suffered a crippling spiritual blow. But eventually, the disunited warring tribes learned to put their petty conflicts and unite as one people. To this day, the dinosaurs of Chult are still revered as Uktau's sacred children by many of us, even though Uktau himself is no longer popular. Hence why you'll find yourself seeing temples to Savras, Sun, Joaquin, and Timora. It is simply a sign of the times. Uktau was mostly recognized as the Lord of the Maze, that life was a great maze that we would navigate. So, if you come across ruins in the jungle and you see mazes etched into their architecture, you know you have found something that is significant of Uktau.
Thank you.
That is very good to know.
Indeed.
Of course. So, I am very interested to hear about this expedition you have planned. Do you have any leads, anything to pursue, any first destinations? Have you secured a guide yet?
We have not.
Sorry.
Well,
we haven't secured a guide yet.
Well,
And
as I told your friend, yes. Oh, okay. As I told your friend Lucian, I am more than happy to secure a meeting with my comrade Jabal. He is the merchant prince in charge of the sellswords and the guides. I'm sure that he'd be more than happy to direct you towards ones who may serve you well. There are, from what I've heard, guides here in Port Nyanzaru, and also there are some guides in Fort Beluarian, which reminds me, have you bought a charter yet?
No.
We got a canoe.
Well, a canoe's all fine and good, but, you know, I would hate to see you all traveling the jungles illegally.
No, of course not. We were merely getting the lay of the land. We are still waiting to hear back from the Temple of Savaras, so all that would...
Yes.
It's in progress.
Of course. Well, as I have said, I would encourage that as soon as you have gotten your bearings and planned the expedition, you secure the charter from Fort Beluarian as soon as you can. I would hate to see you all stripped of your gear and arrested by the Flaming Fist mercenaries.
Of course.
Yes.
Right.
Now then, if I might turn the topic from discussions of expeditions in the Shoalmonger, he turns to you, Av, and he says, I have a book that you might be interested in, if you would not mind taking a gander at it.
Ava immediately perks up. Yes.
Yes. He gestures to one of the servants who leaves the room and then emerges a couple minutes later holding this very tattered, heavily water-damaged journal-like book that she hands to Wakanga. And Wakanga, in turn, hands it to you. This journal was brought out of the jungle 15 years ago. It describes a wizard's explorations to various places in Chult, but unfortunately is not detailed enough to locate them on any map. However, the unnamed wizard did, however, make mention of his only traveling companion. Tell me, my friends, are you familiar with constructs known as shield guardians?
It's a good question.
Make an Arcana check.
All right.
Arcana check.
Oh my gosh, my first roll of the whole game.
It's mine too.
Yes. I'm
Oh no!
I'm gonna say you're so deep in your wine that you don't even care.
That's probably
I was kind of
true.
hoping that Thalia was convinced that Thalias were made up by that what the things were made up by the government.
So mask, and you two are the only ones who seem to have that rings a bit of a bell. Nothing like you don't have extensive knowledge of it, but you've heard of these things called shield guardians. They're essentially these arcane construct bodyguards that a lot of wizards tend to employ in their services. You've never seen one, but you've heard of them. That's all. That's as far as your knowledge runs, however. And Wakanga continues, and he says, a shield guardian named Vaughn. He did mark exactly where it was found.
if you would be willing to show me a map, I'd be more than happy to mark it off for you.
Does Ava have a map? I know that Ack does.
Ack has the map.
If you want to share the map, he will mark Vorn on your map.
I have the map. What do I need to do?
He will mark Vor on your map.
Marking Vor on the map.
Vor.
Alex, I need some help. I'm not practiced enough with the Vor.
This entire stream needs Jesus.
I zoned out for a second. Why do we need the map?
So we can mark where places in the journal are.
Yeah.
Right.
So he takes the map of Chilt that you guys have given. I'm transitioning all to there, and he marks. Once it's loaded for you guys, he marks on the map. Whoa, hold on, go away. There we go. Just off of the River Ocean Star, about 30 miles off of its coast, north of Camp Vengeance. He puts an X and writes Vorn on you guys' map. And he says, I have a particular interest in securing this Shield Guardian, as it is my business I deal in magical items, and a Shield Guardian is a very exciting arcane construct. And he also flips to a page that shows a drawing of an amulet that has Vorn written on it. And he says, this is the construct's control amulet. It is how you get it to move and act on command. Unfortunately, it does not provide any clues about the amulet's current whereabouts. However, I am willing to offer a reward for retrieving this construct and its control amulet and bringing it back here to my villa. I am willing to part with one of my finest spell books, if it interests you.
Thank you for the bits.
Thank you for the bits.
The bits.
The bits. The
The
bits.
bits. The bits.
So, what do you say? With this, not asking you to go out there immediately, but should you ever cross that area, I'd be more than happy to extend that reward.
I mean,
You are a very silent bunch, I've noticed.
Sorry.
Well,
sorry, eating.
Very well.
If it's
Well,
something that you request of us, then I'm sure that
I am simply
more
asking
than
that
happy
if
to
you are,
help.
well, I simply request that if you are able to bring it back, I will reward you for it. It would be interesting to me.
We
Just
already
like-
have our eyes out for a lot of things. We might as well
Well-
keep our eyes out for this one too.
Of course. Well, but do not go out of your way, of course. I do not want you to be in any trouble. And he does slide the book fully your way, and he says, you may keep it. I'm afraid it is badly damaged, and mostly illegible, but it is an interesting relic of the past, if anything. No, then. He
immediately starts looking through it.
he gives this very kind of like childlike grin, and he says, so, who here likes fruit?
Fruit?
Who would be interested in trying a unique experience, let us say?
I'm 100% up for this, yes.
If I may be so bold, what exactly do you mean?
He gestures to a servant, and a moment later, the servant arrives with a golden serving tray and opens a lid on it and displays this very colorful tropical fruit, the likes of which none of you have seen before. And it's about the size of like a palm, like it's a palm. It's like no bigger than an apple, really. And he says, "This is dancing monkey fruit. It is a bit of a local Chilton oddity. Delicious. I will say that eating it is an enjoyable experience for everybody who is watching and who is partaking. Would any of you be daring to try?" Talia, you can. He's very much like there's a childlike glee to like, oh man, let's do some stupid shit together. Kind of like it's very similar to like, so who wants to do drugs with me kind of thing.
Of course, Ileana is freaking
I'm gonna
like some drugs.
down the rest of my tej and
Okay,
This will be quite interesting to watch.
So who is trying some of the dancing monkey fruit?
Ileana is not going to refuse because I gotta keep up the
They
good
hand-
family position.
they
I can't refuse.
They hand fruit to Ileana, they hand fruit to Lucian, and they hand fruit to So, do you bite into them?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, I don't bite. I just vor the whole thing. You see my head going back as I just.
You just swallow it, and it's the skin tastes pretty all right. Lucian and Ileana, as you guys bite into the fruit, it is sweet, succulent, and delicious, and extremely juicy. And it's one of the most marvelous fruits you have ever tasted. I need the three of you to roll Constitution saving throws.
Yes.
Mask like this is gonna be great.
I'm still
just
on.
watching intently.
You can't see Mask, but he's just grinning his ass off.
You, after a second passes, seemingly to no effect. It's good fruit, fills your stomach, feels nice. Nothing really special. However, you watch as after a moment of eating the fruit passes, Ileana and Lucian immediately jump up onto the table and begin to do this extremely comic dance with no rhyme or reason. They just begin to dance wildly with absolute wild abandon on the table, dancing like crazy. And Wakanga just begins to laugh. Like he snorts and has to cover his mouth and like drinks from his glass. As you watch, Ileana and Lucian are unable to stop themselves from enacting this comic dance.
Thanks for the bits.
Thank you for the bits. And after this minute,
Ileana dancing together.
And after this minute, and another great thing to draw. After this minute passes, Lucian and Ileana, you feel the effects begin to wear off, and you feel your senses return to you as this mirthful dance kind of lulls to an end.
Oh my god! Thank you for more bits.
Thank you for more bits. Ileana pauses, looks at Lucy, looks at everybody in the room, immediately jumps off and does the deepest bow she can. I am so sorry.
No, this was fantastic. You dance finer than any of my friends do.
I'll do kind of a little flourishing bow and off the table.
Yep. Yes, and that, my friend, is dancing monkey fruit. One of the many interesting flora you can come across in the jungle. It's fun.
I just want to cradle fucking Ileana.
She's like her eye is closed, like she is not moving from where she is.
She's
like, no,
so embarrassed. Oh my god.
Oh my god, I just completely ruined everything.
It'll be okay, Ellie. Everything's fine.
So much for my family position and name, I fucked it all up.
If it's any consolation, he's right. You do dance incredibly.
I don't know if that's helping, Mask.
Who said I was helping?
I wouldn't worry about it.
Come on, there's nothing wrong with a bit of fun before we head off and rough it in the jungle.
And speaking of heading off, this has been a lovely experience. He kind of puts his hand on the table and he says, "Thank you so much for coming. It has been an honor. Remember, you are always welcome here in my home. I am sure that if you ever seek lodging, we have guest rooms available. But for the evening, they are currently occupied by other visiting friends. If that is all, if you do not mind, I'm going to retire to the bathroom with my advisors and discuss some business."
Yes, by all means.
Thank you. Be pleased, all of you. And even though it may be an antiquated saying, Uktau's blessing be upon you.
Of course.
And on you.
And upon
I will
you
send
as
you
well.
a letter. I will send you a letter when I have information regarding your meeting with Jabal. Until then, it has been an honor having you in my home. I will send Sindra your well wishings.
Thank you for your hospitality.
Of course. And he heads out. The evening slowly lulls to an end as you all individually make your way out of the villa back towards your lodgings for the night. Are you going to Kaya's House of Repose, or are you going to the Thundering Lizard again?
Well, we have rooms at the Thundering Lizard.
Yeah, we have rooms already.
You go. Okay, great. You bought your rooms at the Lizard. You go back. The night passes.
Go home, but yeah.
Morning arrives the next day here in Chult, your second day in Port Nyan Zaru. And for the sake of time and dramatic writing, I'm going to go ahead and jump to Mask and Lucian. You guys, it's been about 24 hours. I assume you guys make your way back to the Temple of Savras.
Yep.
Well, you guys head back to the Temple of Savras. And as you guys enter, you guys begin looking around the temple, looking for Grandfather Zatembe. And you don't see him, so you have to kind of ask a couple of the other priests. But eventually, they do escort you towards a private chamber in the temple. And they give a small knock on the door, and you hear this voice, this kind of, Grandfather Zatembe's voice, say, come in. And they let you in. And you guys enter Grandfather Zatembe's private chambers, furnished with pillows and tapestries. And in the center of the room, there is a large crystal orb that adorns the center of the room. And Grandfather Zatembe is kind of pressed up against one of the back corners, and you can see he has visibly begun to sweat through his robes. He looks very troubled.
Is everything quite all right, Grandfather?
And he breathes erratically, and he seems paranoid. And he looks at you, and he says, "You have come. Please sit. Yes." Hey.
Of course, I will sit, but I'll also. I'm feeling a little nervous. I'm just gonna keep my hand on my mace.
Yeah, totally. And he says, sweating, looking down, looks very scared. And he says, I communed with the guides. I completed the ritual. And I did, as you asked, looked into this soulmonger. And as the fates would have it, and as Savras allowed, I peered a glimpse into the nightmare. It is true, my children, I did, in fact, receive visions. Take heed from what I say, and take note. In my visions, I saw a jungle city far to the south, enclosed by cliffs and crawling with snakes. And a cold feeling overcame me, and I turned to see a black obelisk draped in vines. I could smell the soulmonger upon it, but I dared not peer any deeper into these visions. And then he very reaches towards you, Lucy, and grabs your hands in his, and his eyes kind of wide and anxious. He says, my child, I urge you, seek out the sunken city and the black obelisk. That is where evil waits. You must destroy it. You must.
Yes. Of course. Lucien is a little out of his depth. Yes. We will find it, and we will destroy it.
Good. And then he slowly slides his hand out from yours. For the good of the world, you must find this place.
We will. We will, Grandfather.
And he leans back into his pillows. You may leave. Please, leave me to my silence.
I will nod, and I'll stand and give a fairly deep bow before turning to leave.
And as you guys leave, the last thing you hear, Grandfather Zatembe mutter in his scared, hushed breaths. You hear him say, Savras guide us all, and Uptau save us. It's coming. It will consume all things. It must be destroyed for the good of the world. And that is where we'll end tonight's session.
Yo.
It's fine.
It's fine. We're all fine. How are you?
Fine.
Everything's
fine.
That's
Yeah.
cute.
It's
It's fine. It's great. Why does every map cause the goddamn stream to lag?
I'm so mad.
Right now, they're still on the original map of the
Alex, you and I got to do some tests over these next 2 weeks and see if we can figure out what the fuck.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there.
Sorry for the stream issues, you guys, but hopefully you'll be able to watch this on the VOD on Tuesday, and hopefully all is well there as well. But hey, guys, that's been fun. Nothing like a little heartbreak and ominous visions. Am I right, you guys?
Dallas with some happy drunk dancing.
Yes. I expect art of the happy drunk dancing.
I need happy drunk dancing art.
We need happy drunk dancing, and we need Mr. Sook.
Yes.
I want my dying girlfriend.
And Mia. And Mia.
And Mia.
What we need is dying Mia dancing with Dr. Zook.
No. You don't need that.
Whoa, hold on.
You art of my girlfriends.
Listen, man, Dr. Zook is very different from Mr. Sook.
Yeah, Dr. Zook is a man of science. Mr. Sook is a man.
Oh my goodness.
But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hate that we have 2 weeks in between these games. I'm absolutely loving this adventure, and I can't wait to actually get into the thick of the expedition itself. Until then, you guys, stay tuned. Next week we got, what is it, Discord Murder Party or Cannibal Conspiracy?
Cannibal? Oh, it is
Discord Murder Party. Discord Murder Party, yeah.
Discord Murder Party!
Yay!
Yay!
I would love to attend Discord Murder Party, but unfortunately I will be in the same room as Cecil Baldwin from Welcome to Night Vale, so that takes precedence.
And thank you for the bits.
Thank you for the bits.
Thank you for the bits, you guys. All right, guys. Well, until next time, we'll see you later in Tomb of Annihilation. You're going to die.
Do a Wilhelm scream.
Oh, hold on. Wilhelm scream.
There we go.
I hate it.